Hi y'all, this is Melissa at Mtn Quilting, and today we're going to concentrate on the last minute gifts. So the first one that we're going to show you today is going to be on the mini charm bag. So aren't these just darling here? These are great last minute gifts, and all you have to do, it takes a few minutes to do them, put a nice little gift in it, and it would be great for teacher gifts or anything like that. So let's get started on the supplies you need for these awesome mini charm bags. So now we're going to look at the supply list for these mini charm bags. The first thing you need is the pattern. This is free on the Moda's website, and it's called the Nantucket Summer Mini Charm Bag, but of course we're going to use a different collection on this. You also need some of the mini charm packs. They come in all different varieties of colors. You can make your own, so you just need to have one pack of these in order to do this project. You'll also need a corresponding fat quarter, something that matches one of your charm packs, and you'll need a zipper. 12 to 14 inches is great, but just remember you can also cut down your zippers if you have a longer one, so that would be fine too. And then you'll need a piece of fleece. This is fusible fleece that we're using for this project. So let's get started on the assembly of this project. Step one for this project is to sew all your squares together. So this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're just going to go ahead and sew these together just like you would any other patchwork quilt. And then you're going to attach your piece of fusible fleece to the back of it. All right, so that is step one. Step two is you need to quilt it. So you're going to take your fat quarter for your lining of your bag, and you're going to take this to your sewing machine, and you're going to just do your quilting, whatever that might be. So we're going to zoom in here so you can see we've already done the quilting process on this. So you got your lines in here, so we sewed across those, and as you can see, I'm going to flip it over on the back here, the lining is also quilted. We did it all at one time. Next step would be to go in here and trim out the excess here, and then there is some corners that we need to cut out. So we're going to go back, and I've got a special guest that's going to help us do that, and we're going to do the next part of the assembly of this project. All right, so now we're at our next step for making our mini charm bag, and we got our residential Patty, the bag lady. She's our also our sample maker, but she's made many of these bags. So she's going to walk you through the next step of what you need to do to make this bag.
Okay, the next step was taking and cutting out 1 1/4 inch square from each corner. And after I did that, I zigzagged along the top edge just to make it neater, and it won't fray once the zipper's in. And then the zipper, you want right sides together, and the zippers are usually longer. They'll be cut off at the end, and so you just want to pin it to hold it in place, just enough so you can get started. And you need your zipper foot on, and so this zipper foot is set at 1/4 inch, so right along the edge. You just want to just stitch it. And then this just needs to be pressed down, so you'll want to take and press it really good. And then after you take it and you pressed it flat in the back, you'll want to just take a top stitch about 1/8 of an inch down. And you just want to do it about 1/8, enough to catch it in the back. That's the side one. And then you want your lining side out, And this time you're going to really want to pin. You need to make sure that the edges that you've cut out are even. And so you just line it up there, and then this side is more critical to pin to hold it in place.
And I wanted to show you something too. We're not worried about this lining up. What we want to make sure lines up is this cut right here.
Right.
So you want to make sure that lines up, and then you're sewing on the other side of the zipper this time.
And then you would do exactly the same with this. Take it to the iron, turn it right side in, so you can make sure you've got a nice crisp. And then you'll take it to the iron and sew this edge down flat, and then stitch your 1/8 of an inch again. Okay, once you've got this pressed down, you're going to want to open the zipper so you'll be able to get to here. And once again, you're just going to top stitch 1/8 or so down, just enough to hold this flat and connect it to the back. And that finishes the zipper to this point. And so that's your zipper. These ends will be trimmed off. So the next step is to do a stitching just right inside here, back and forth a couple times along the zipper, and that's going to make a stop for it, and then the end will be cut off. Okay, you've got the stitching going back and forth. At this point you can trim your zipper just right even with the edges. And then on the other side when you do it, you have to be sure to open your zipper and bring the tab down into the middle of the bag. Otherwise it will be on the wrong side. And this is the point you want to make sure you've got the tab on the right side. And there again, when you just trim it off even. And there's your zipper. Okay, now you've got your bottom cut out, so you'll be able to do your bottom corners. Put your sides together. And you sew out 1/4 of an inch on these two sides. And then you're going to want to overcast, do like a zigzag stitch on each of these seams. And you would do the same to the other side. Okay, the next step is to fold the bottoms where the tab is, and you make sure that the seams you'll have a seam put those together and fold the side seam to one side, and you just want to make sure both of them they'll be going the same way. And then it's just sewn 1/4 of an inch.
Alright, so our next step is we're going to add the tabs to the top of the bag. So we started off with a 2.5 by 3 inch strip, and we're going to make this just like we do bias binding. You fold it in half and then fold it in on itself, and then we made some securing stitches here so it would stay in place. So now Patty's going to walk you through on how she finishes off this bag and adds that tab to it.
So you fold the tab in half, put the raw ends, and put it right in the middle of the zipper. And you might want to just take a clip or a pin and just hold it there temporarily. And it's just like the bottoms. You're going to bring up your corners, and you want to make sure that you've got your seam going in the same direction that you did on the bottom. And you just sew 1/4 of an inch in. Then you have to make sure your zipper's open, and then it's just turned. And when you get it turned, you just want to take something and make sure to do your corners on the top and the bottom.
Awesome!
And there it is.
That is an awesome new mini charm bag. Wasn't that great? So this is going to make an awesome gift for someone. Nice quick gift. Thank you, Patty, for helping us out with this tutorial.
My pleasure.
Isn't this such an awesome gift here? Nice, great, fast project that can be done. We really appreciate Patty. She's our one of our sample sewers here, and so she did an excellent job showing you the different steps of one of our projects for one of those quick gifts that you can give for people. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial today. Remember, here at Fort Mountain Quilting, we believe in doing what makes our hearts happy. So long for now, and I will see you later.
Feel it to be true.